Hi, so this is Lou Martin, and this is my video log for September. It's the 30th of September 2009, and there's a few things that I would like to share with you here. First of all, I'm delighted to see that I have about 200 subscribers for these talks, which is great, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your interest in what it is that I get to share with you here. And of course, I am a counselor and an intuitive and a channel and these kinds of things, and I've been on the spiritual path and researching what's happening on the planet here for quite a while, a little over 20 years now. So there's some thoughts that I want to share with you here that are rather timely. Two things are most important to me at the moment. One is, of course, living in Ireland here to talk about the Lisbon Treaty, and that it's just 2 days away from the vote, and it looks like, I won't say what's going to happen, but my hope and my prayer is that it gets defeated again, because it's, in my opinion, it's like the Patriot Act for Europe, basically. It's an anti-democratic consolidation of power in fewer hands, with very little ability on the part of the people of Europe, including Ireland, to have much of a say if this gets approved. And this is a very sad thing, I think, that this is trying to happen. And the second thing is that we have the swine flu and the swine flu vaccine. It's hard to know which is worse, which is a larger threat to people's health. I guess we would have to say the vaccine, because it seems to be, from what I've heard here and learned, that it's definitely poison, the vaccine is, and between the mercury and the squalene, and perhaps even nanotechnology, according to David Icke and the Hathors, that would be within the vaccine that would allow people to be mind controlled. So that's rather a stunning possibility. And then we have the swine flu itself, which of course was not naturally occurring, but was man-made. And the swine flu then has been allowed to spread, and so that there seems to be this perfect storm scenario between the flu itself, which according to Bill Deagle is and Leonard Horowitz, is a reworking of the 1918 Spanish flu, which killed many people, and several other strains of flu. So it seems to be like AIDS, like other recent diseases created to attack people's health and their immune systems with great ferocity. So we'll see how we do in a month or two from now. But of course, the greatest challenge, how all these things fit together. The Lisbon Treaty, the Patriot Act, since I mentioned that, the swine flu, the man-made swine flu, and the vaccine, the patents of which were applied for before the flu was ever discovered. All of these things are creating, as I said, a perfect storm politically, because there's the threat of, particularly in the U.S., but in the world, where situations seem to be being created artificially, and I would include the economy in that, to create instability and insecurity and fear, and to help people feel disempowered, so that we would then trust the government and ask the governments of the world to take care of us so that we can be safe once again. The problem with this, of course, is that since all of these things, the Patriot Act, 9/11, the economic crash, the swine flu vaccine. We could even include the election of President Hope and Change in the U.S. All of these things are threats to our freedom and our health and our future. Okay, so that's part one. And feel free to disagree with me or tell me why that's not so. I wish I could be persuaded about any of those things not being what I just described, so I welcome your feedback. The second part of it is, of course, that we're not, as my guides say, we have a body and a mind, but we're more than our body and our mind. We are spiritual beings awakening in our human experience here. And if you look at this, several recent wonderful talks, Drunvalo Melchizedek did one called The Maya of Eternal Time. David Wilcock just did one, I think, called Return to Camelot 2012, which is on his site, divinecosmos.com. And Drunvalo's is on YouTube there. And then there's some new radio and video with David Icke, which you can find at davidicke.com. Basically, and all the other research I'm doing, there's no doubt that consciousness is awakening, and the science of this, the prophecies about this, the clues and the messages from the indigenous people, and the interpretation of history, all of those things, again, we're able to draw our own conclusions, and we all will, and good for us. But all of those things are saying to me quite clearly and unambiguously that this is a time of profound awakening. And what my guides have said is that the light is getting lighter, and you can see that in greater truth, greater information, greater resources, and frankly in my own life and in the people that I work with, my clients and friends who are light workers around the world, greater miracles, greater connection to spirit, a greater healing, greater interest in this work, greater support and success, greater respect for these ideas. All of that, of course, would be the light getting brighter, and then you have what I described in part one there, which is how things are appearing darker. So what I want to invite you to think about is of course, that we do have a voice and a vote always, and whether however we choose to express it in the polls, with our money, with our relationships, with our lives, etc. Every day we're expressing what we believe, and we're expressing how deeply we believe it, and we're finding through life whether it's true. And the definition of truth I like is that truth is transcendent to time and place, that it literally connects you back to the eternal part of yourself, the spiritual part, your heart, soul, and spirit, etc. So I want to talk about tools and techniques, and I'll channel from my guides, and I've received many wonderful emails from people, which I'm very grateful for. Some of which are encouraging, frankly, and that's wonderful, and others of which say I'm deluding myself, I'm not really channeling. People that channel don't say, I must be working with the devil. I had a recent friend send me information that the Pleiadians are out to steal people's souls. All great fun, fantastic, appreciate the feedback. Not my personal relationship to the truth or to the energy that I get to share with people in this format called channeling. What my guides say is that they're another aspect of myself and another aspect of all of us. And of course, you listen to, trust, and follow your inner guidance through your heart, basically. That the mind gives and receives information, the heart creates meaning. So as we learn to more consciously be in love and peace and surrender to that, we are inspired, we're empowered, and things happen better than we've imagined possible. Namaste.